Good recovery overall on the day. We ended the day up here 738. We were down in those 732s, a little bit lower, until Trump kind of came out and said, "Hey, guess what? As soon as this war is over, the stock market's going to go through the roof. You're going to have oil prices coming back down to where they should." And so that's kind of pushed everything up to a nice little recovery in here overall. Going forward, what are we looking at here on this weekly chart? Well, to the upside, 740, that's going to be our big resistance. Anything outside of there, nice whole numbers. We like the $5 increments just on these bigger kind of overall tickers, right? This is an ETF, but still you get the picture here. So we're looking at 745, 750, etc., until the chart kind of dictates and tells us where those resistances are actually going to be. So right now, 740 is going to be our main resistance that we are going to be focusing on here short term going forward. But we do have earnings coming up for NVIDIA. That's it should kind of push the market higher. It also could push the market lower, right? So we kind of have to understand how NVIDIA is entangled in this whole ETF and in the Q ETF as well, the QQQ. So we kind of have to understand that as we're looking and playing this thing going into that earnings report. To the downside in here, though, for the SPY, we're looking right here at this overall upper trend line of the structure, 728. Anything outside of that, 724, 712, and then you have this 9-day EMA here hanging on at the 707s. You have right around, what's our IV ranking here? You are looking at an implied volatility in here of, let's see, 44, raw IV of 42. You have a $4, $3 and some change expected move priced in by tomorrow. Friday's expiration right around $7. If you go all the way out to next Monday, you're looking at next Friday, right around a $15 expected move in here. We're going to take a look at NVIDIA, obviously, because we're just creeping and crawling higher in here as we get closer to that overall earnings report coming in next week after hours, May 20th. 8 days away right now. You can see breach this overall structure and holding. So we're going to see if that continues throughout the rest of the week. And as we open up the new week next week, 220, kind of hitting all the levels that we kind of expected in here. We said anything outside of this overall structure, this 218, 217 mark, we're going to be watching 220. And then anything above there, we're watching the 225s, or I'm sorry, yeah, 225s and then 230s. Right here, we had a high in here of the week of 223, so not quite 225. So we're still going to keep that 225 resistance on outside of our highs of the week so far. And then anything beyond there, we're going to be looking at the 230 mark. To the downside in here, like we just mentioned before, upper trend line of this overall structure, 217 and 218. Anything outside of that, we're going to be looking at the 212 and then this 202 and then this 200 psych level right here, which is also your 9-day EMA. So that's going to hold a lot of weight if we do get a big pullback in here, especially off of our earnings report where everything's already priced in or some shocking numbers come in, right? So if we get a huge pullback in here, look for that 9-day EMA and that 200 psych level to hold a lot of support for us. As far as expected moves go in here, obviously, since your IV rank is elevated, your expected moves are relatively high. $3 expected move priced in by tomorrow's expiration, $7 by Friday. If you go all the way out to next week, $17 expected move being priced in this underlying. So let's see what happens as we continue throughout the end of this week and then open up next week as we focus on the big earnings report here coming up in NVIDIA. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you are interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.